Hey guys, and welcome to my vlog. My name is Erin, and today is my birthday, in case you couldn't tell. So, for my birthday vlog, I'm going to be doing a Get to Know the Writer tag, and I was tagged by KB Cypher on Tumblr like a long time ago, and I'm sorry it took this long. There are 10 questions in the tag, and I will put all of those questions in the description below, as well as a link to KB Cypher's Tumblr. And I will also tell you guys just a little bit about me in general, I guess. Obviously, if you've been following my channel at all, you know that I'm a writer. I have 2 books out right now. They are Olympian Confessions, Hades and Persephone, which is a retelling of the Hades and Persephone myth, obviously. And Olympian Confessions Hera, which is a retelling of a lot of the Hera myths, but it's positioning Hades and Persephone and Hera as the protagonists of their own story. Because I find that Hades especially and Hera are vilified a lot in the mythology, so I did a revamp of all that. And I also have a contemporary romance coming up that is tentatively named I Ship It. It's K-pop romance, and I've been having a lot of fun working on it. So currently being a writer is my full-time everything. I worked in senior care for about 8 years, and then in insurance for about 4 years. And I know those are a big switch, and not at all related, but you know, life goes where it goes. And actually about a year ago this time, I quit my job in insurance and stayed home to write. So I've been very much enjoying having all that extra time to get my books finished. I'm turning 30, or I am 30 now, I guess. This little bundle is Snowdrop. She is about 6 years old. And Willow, the black and white one that is in most of my videos, she's 6.5. And we got them both when they were about 6 months old, and they kind of grew up as sisters. And then we got Iggy, who is the big black fluffy one, about, I guess, almost a year ago now. And so Willow was significantly less than impressed. But she's much better with him than she used to be. There's moments of love, and other times where she gets mad at him for existing. It's also my 3-year wedding anniversary coming up in like 3-ish weeks. If you've seen our other channel, the Right Gamers, then you'll have seen my husband a lot. That channel's a little bit on hiatus, but I think he's getting back into playing stuff, so hopefully there should be more things there. And I'm mostly focusing on the whole writing end of everything. I'll put a link into the description of that channel as well, so if anyone is curious, we did a lot of video game Let's Plays, so they're all on there for people to enjoy. And onto the tag! So, question 1, what time of day do you usually write? When I have the option to, it's usually evening, but I write pretty much all day at this point. When I worked in senior care, I would pretty much just write on all my breaks, and that was pretty sporadic, and I would write before work. And when I worked in insurance, it was basically every single lunch hour of the work week was writing time. I do prefer like afternoon, evening, usually after like 5-ish. I'm not very good at writing in the morning because I'm not very awake. I am not a morning person in the least. I have tried, God, I have tried to be a morning person, and when I had to work the 7 a.m. breakfast shifts when I worked in senior care, I could do it, and I could be perky, happy, smiley, but getting there was agony. Number 2, do you outline or do you just wing it? I kind of wing it. I have a basic idea of where I want things to go, and I will do a good chunk of research and whatnot beforehand, and I will make a very vague outline because I'm really bad at figuring everything out at the start. Like I don't I kind of know my characters, but I don't know my characters until I write them through these different situations. And I get to know them and how they vibe with one another. And so it's really, really difficult for me to outline an entire book from the get-go. Usually it's just I know what events I need to have happen, but in terms of anything else, I wing. Number 3, what authors do you admire the most? So, hands down, my absolute favorite author and human being is Jenna Moreci. If you have not yet read her book, The Savior's Champion, I highly, highly recommend it. I am critiquing the next book of it right now, and oh my god, you guys. I'm so excited for it. I'm reading it right now and I'm still so excited for it. Jenna is amazing. I will put a link to her channel in the description in case you've been living under a rock and don't know who she is. She gives the best writing advice. She is super knowledgeable, super funny in her videos, and she's just a gem of a human being. Number 4, what is your least favorite genre to write or read? Probably horror, because I'm a huge baby, and my imagination will like cling on to these things for months. It's terrible. Like, I watched Signs when it came out, and it was like a good 6 months before I was not genuinely concerned that these aliens would come and kill me. So, and especially because I read right before bed, so reading horror before I go to sleep would be the worst idea. Just, no. I don't read a ton of nonfiction unless it's for research. I will read the odd, like, autobiography if it's someone that I find particularly interesting. In terms of ones to write, I don't know. I've written a historical fantasy, historical fiction, and contemporary romance, and I like all of them. The romance one is my favorite so far. Out of those 3, I guess, in terms of ones that I'm actually informed on to answer this question, I guess the historical fiction only because I feel like I have slightly less control over what goes on with the characters because I'm using ones that actually historically existed, but there's very little information. But what information I do know is not, like, happy information, so sometimes I feel very bound by that. Whereas if I'm doing a fantasy or whatever, I have a lot more control in what the end result of my characters is going to be. Yeah, I can't really say for any other genres because I haven't written them, so I don't know. Number 5, do you want writing to be a hobby or is your goal to write full-time? Obviously, full-time, that's what I do. I don't actually know when I firmly decided that I wanted to be a writer because for so long growing up, even up into my 20s, it didn't feel like an option. Like, everyone was like, you'll never make money off it, it's a waste of time, like, as people do with the arts because people are buttholes. And there wasn't, like, when I first would, like, be like, this is what I would love to do, there wasn't, like, a ton of support. Like, people were excited when the book was out and when I had finished the first draft, but prior to that, they were like, okay, sure. Yeah, I didn't start working on Hades and Persephone until after I graduated university, and it took me like a good 4 years because I would just write it like before work, during breaks and whatnot, because I didn't think anything would really come of it. And, you know, not that I'm like a bestseller right now. That doesn't mean it's not a possibility in the future. Like, writing is a very, very difficult industry to make a living off of writing exclusively. So I am very fortunate to be in a position where when my husband got a new job, it covered basically what I was making in his raise. So we transitioned to both of us working from home and me writing full-time. So, and not everyone has that opportunity, but that's how it ended up going for me. Number 6, what is the hardest part of writing for you? I really kind of like all aspects of writing, and it's not the writing part of it that is difficult for me, it is the marketing part of writing a book. Because I have a very difficult time like putting myself out there, putting my books out there, because while I know that I love my books, and I'm still working on the part that other people may also love my books. Because I find with a lot of artistic people, they are very insecure about their own work. And when it is just mine, I love it. But I'm always so afraid that everyone else is going to hate it. So that's where marketing becomes a very difficult aspect for me. But I'm trying. Number 7, do you have a writing routine? Kind of. Mostly I just literally sit down and write. Yeah, I don't really have any rituals per se, because I don't even like have a cup of tea every single time I sit down to write, because that's most of my day. Yeah, I don't really. I just sit down and write. Number 8, what is your solution to writer's block? Write. If one story in particular is being really, really difficult, then I will write something else. I will work on one of my other projects that is kind of hovering in the background, but that's only for a very short period of time. You just make it happen. Sometimes I will do writing sprints, and even just getting like 100, 200 words down will get me past that block, and then I can just write as normal. But really the only way to get past writer's block is to write. And it's okay if it's garbage, you can fix it later. It's okay if it doesn't flow properly. Like, any words that you write down are more words than you had before, and it's so much easier to work with that than it is to work with nothing. Number 9, how long have you had your writing blog? I have no idea how long I've had my Tumblr for. I have no idea how long I've had my website blog for. But I know I've had my YouTube for 2 years. Number 10, do you think having a writing blog/vlog has helped your writing in any way? I think so. Especially with like my world building series, because I had to think of all those things before I could make videos about them. And interacting with the writing community in general opens you up to new styles of working, especially AuthorTube is very useful, although I only really watch Jenna Moreci on that and some of my smaller YouTuber friends. Yeah, I think it's useful just in that you're being exposed to other ideas and how to do things. So if something that you're trying is not working for you, then, you know, go out and see what other people are doing and see if that works better. If you would like to do this tag, please feel free and tag me in your videos so I can go watch it. I will put all my social media links in the description below. Thank you so much for watching and joining me on my birthday. I'm gonna go celebrate now. Bye guys!